मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणिचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवशादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Krishna, Prabhuji.
all right, so today we will uh, do a little bit of a express, we'll go the express route today. What that means is that we will complete this chapter today.
Wow.
So I would need all of you to be putting a lot of attention and energy in trying to gather everything from this chapter today. All right? Possible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. So the way we will do is aspects of transcendental service. Okay. So first we will at a high level understand what are the different aspects, and then we will quickly uh, understand the highlights of each point, right? So that way we are able to understand it high level and understand it in detail. So instead of going and reading everything, we will just gather the highlights. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu.
All right. So what are the different aspects of transcendental service? So the ones that are mentioned over here, they are servitorship, right? 1, servitorship. 2, devotional service in friendship, right? So what is servitorship in Sanskrit?
Seva. Seva.
Anything else? So there are the 9 processes of devotional service, right?
Dasyam.
Dasyam, yes. Servitorship is dasyam. What is devotional service in friendship?
Sakhyam.
Sakhyam. What is surrendering everything to the Lord?
Atmanivedana.
Atmanivedanam. Okay. Offering a favorite article. How will we define that?
Archanam.
Archanam. Okay, that could actually qualify under Archanam. Performing all endeavors for Krishna.
All endeavors means dasyam.
That will also come under Dasyam. Being a surrendered soul.
Atmanivedanam.
Atmanivedanam again.
Atmanivedana.
Serving trees such as the tulsi.
Archanam.
Archanam. Okay, perfect. So basically, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 7 points are being talked about today, out of which 2 of them come under the category of Dasyam. 1 is pretty straightforward, Sakyam. 2 are Atmanivedanam and 2 are Archanam. Right? So aspects of transcendental service. All right? Everybody okay so far?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So now let us go into the details of Dasyam. Okay, servitorship. So, what do you mean by servitorship? Yes.
See, servitorship is doing service to Krishna, whatever capacity we have.
Okay. What
Somebody
else?
is preaching, like we do preaching. Somebody want to cooking, they can do cooking. Like you do service, devotional service, and chanting, like whatever activities, chanting, worshipping, doing book distribution, what are activities related to Krishna all comes under service mode.
So, Rupa Goswami defines servitorship. Okay. How does Rupa Goswami define servitorship?
Praising Krishna and doing something.
Servitorship means constant engagement in some kind of service to the Lord. Is that good? Everybody okay with that?
Yes,
Please
bro.
repeat. Servitorship means, you see the second line?
Yes, bro.
The second line on the screen. Is there a way to highlight that, Mani Prabhu? Just the second sentence. Servitorship means the last piece. Servitorship means constant engagement in some kind of service to the Lord. The last piece. Yep, from there. Everybody together. Servitorship means
Servitorship means
constant engagement
constant engagement
in some kind of service to the Lord.
in
in some kind of service to the Lord.
Perfect. So, this is the definition of servitorship. Right? So now, Prabhupada is actually talking a little bit about fruitive workers. That how fruitive workers, they offer something to the Lord, and they feel that is also servitorship, right? But those are not pure devotees, right? So under the Varnashram system also, Varnashram system people are encouraged to offer to the Lord, right? But many a times there is mixed servitorship. Means I will also enjoy, I will offer to the Lord also. That's not pure devotional service. That's poor devotional service, right?
that's right.
That's not pure, that's poor. It's mixed bhakti, mishra bhakti, right? But what is pure devotional service? Constant engagement in some kind of service to the Lord for the pleasure of the Lord, right? For the pleasure of the Lord. Activity aiming at satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead is considered devotional service. Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. Ata Pumbi Dvijashveshta Varnashrama Vibhagashaha Sanushisasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. So that is devotional service. That is servitorship. Right? So, but if there is some attraction for sense gratifying activities, then the result of such activities should be offered to Krishna. This is also called engagement in the service of the Lord, with the Lord as the master and the worker as a servant. So sometimes in neophyte stages, we still are uh, are actually inclined towards sense gratification, right? We're still inclined towards sense gratification, but Prabhupada is saying that if we are offering the result of such activities to Krishna, then such engagement is service of the Lord. But again, we should always remember that's not pure devotional service, right? In Naradi Purana, there is a statement of how the servitorship is transcendental. It is said that there are person constantly who's constantly engaged in service of the Lord. So what is this Naradi Purana? Yasya deve paradhakti yatha deve tada guru tasyaite kirtidharta prakashante mahatmana. Right? No, not this one. There's another verse which says that Jivan Mukta Sauchate. Jivan Mukta Sauchate. Right? What is that verse? Anybody remembers the verse? Jivan Mukta Sauchate. When one is Sagira Nikhilashu api avasthasu Jivan Mukta Sauchate. That is that particular verse actually, which Prabhupada is talking about over here, is how when one is engaged in, who's constantly engaged in devotional service by body, mind, and words, such a person is called as Jivan Mukta. It's called as liberated, right? Let me quickly find that verse. Jivan Mukta Sa Uchyate. Okay, here. इहायस्य हरेर्दास्ये कर्मणा मनसा गिरा निखिलाशु अव्यवस्थाशु जीवन मुक्त स उच्यते. What is that? That इहायस्य हरेर्दास्ये कर्मणा मनसा गिरा. So one who's constantly dasya means one who's constantly engaged in devotional service. Karmana manasagira, with his karma, with his body, with his mind, with his words. Karmana manasagira. Nikhilashu apyavastashu jivan muktasa uchyate. Such a person is considered liberated. So one is engaged in the devotional service like that, and one is liberated in the mood of dasya, in the mood of servitorship, constant engagement in the devotional service of the Lord, right, with his body, mind, and words, with not desiring anything except for the pleasure of the Lord. That is servitorship. Hare Krishna. Is it making sense?
Yes, bro.
Everybody good with servitorship?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, and then performing all endeavors for Krishna, that is also servitorship. So there, again the same point is being discussed. If you go to that, performing all endeavors. How one can act in all spheres of life for the satisfaction of the Lord. You see, again, what is satisfaction of the Lord? Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Right? Samsiddhir haritoshanam. It is stated that a person who is actually in devotional service must be engaged in all kinds of activities, those prescribed in revealed scriptures, and also those which are accepted for livelihood. In other words, not only should one devote himself in prescribed duties of devotional service, which are mentioned in revealed scripture, but he should also perform duties of practical life in Krishna consciousness. For example, a devotee who has great establishment of factory may offer the fruits of succession for the service of the Lord. Again, the same thing, right? Servitorship, performing all endeavors for Krishna, constant engagement in devotional is to be. One must engage his prescribed duties, and one should also, according to revealed scriptures, and then one should also engage in performing his duties of his practical life in Krishna consciousness. So both have to be done. So performing all endeavors for Krishna, every endeavor that we are engaging in should be for the pleasure of Krishna. Samsiddhir hari toshanam. You have to make sure Krishna is satisfied. All right? So servitorship is good so far?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. Very good. So now the next point comes. is Sakhyam, devotional service in friendship. Right? So here Prabhupada explains that there are two categories. One is to act as a confidential servant of the Lord, another is to act as a well-wisher of the Lord. So Prabhupada gives example that confidential servant of the Lord. So Prabhupada gives example of the Pandavas. So the Pandavas, they acted as confidential servants of the Lord. Right? They were executing everything based on the desire of the Lord. So they were confidential servants of the Lord. And then what happens is that in such stage, one actually knowing that Krishna is their friend, they develop a lot of confidence and faith uh, and shelter of the Lord. Right? So Prabhupada gives example here that Draupadi, even though she went through so many tribulations, but she was never discouraged. Why? Because she knew that Krishna was their friend and ultimately they would be saved. So if in that stage of confidential servant, one is able to uh, develop that type of firm conviction, right? That type of faith, that type of shelter from the Lord, right? So that's a confidential servant. And the other one is the one who is a well-wisher of the Lord. So well-wisher means, Prabhupada gives example, the Bhagavad Gita, Lord accepts a preacher as the most dear servant. Anyone who's preaching the message, confidential message of Gita to people in general, is so dear that no one can equal to him in the human society. So we have to, in the Krishna consciousness movement, Srila Prabhupada encouraged, if you want to reciprocate with me, preach vigorously as I did. You see, Prabhupada said, preach vigorously as I did. So by preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita, right, one becomes very dear to Krishna and one becomes very dear to Srila Prabhupada. You see, so that is the program. You see, so two types, right? One is confidential servant, one is a well-wisher. Confidential servant means engaging in some seva for the Lord, right? As his confidential devotees, accepting him as a friend. Krishna is my friend. What is the peace formula in Bhagavad Gita? What is the Bhagavad Gita?
Bhoktaram yajnatavasam sarvaloka maheshwaram
Namaskaram.
suhridam.
Wonderful, wonderful. Bhoktaram taksam
529.
sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachati. Right? So what is the translation? Yes, Pandran Guru, what is the translation?
All the tapas and yajna, I am the enjoyer of all the tapas and yajna, and I am the Ishwar for the Sarvalokam. I am the supreme personality Godhead, and I am the dearest friend, Suhurtam Sarva Bhutanam. All the living entities, I am their friend. Jnatva.
Suhridam sarva bhutanam. So Krishna is our well-wishing friend.
Where you go?
Best friend.
But isn't best being at 10 o'clock?
టైం ఏంటి అనుకున్నా 8:17 అవుతుంది నువ్వు తొందర రెడీ కిందకి వస్తే సారీ
Right? Right? What is Krishna saying? Well-wisher. He's the well-wisher. So when we accept Krishna as well-wisher, then we become very peaceful. Right? We become very peaceful. So that is the peace formula. So devotional service in friendship. Of course, in this case, the devotee is engaged as a friend. Right? But we can understand in our case, how can we practically apply this? We can practically apply this by in two ways. Become a well-wisher of Krishna by preaching Bhagavad Gita and by cultivating faith. My dear king, a person who never deviates even for a moment from engagement in service at the lotus feet of Lord, right? With firm conviction that there is nothing more worshipable or desirable than this, right? Nothing more worshipable, desirable than this, right? So when one engages like that, this is a first-class devotee, right? So this is the understanding of devotional service in friendship, Sakhya Bhava. Any questions on this?
So, Prabhuji, preaching and also the second one, what was it? Confidential servant.
Yeah. So confidential servant means, in our case, probably it's, one who never deviates from a moment from engagement in service. Right?
Okay.
So being firmly fixed in devotional service to the Lord. Following the direction of the Lord, actually. Like following what the Lord wants us to do. You see? Following what Lord wants us to do in devotional service.
I always wondered what a well-wisher to a Lord is. But now it says preacher is the well-wisher of the Lord.
Yes.
How come so the Lord will have a well-wisher?
Yeah. Because why is well-wisher of the Lord? Because he's participating in the mission of the Lord. The Lord wants to rescue all the fallen conditioned souls who are suffering. And a preacher is helping the Lord in his mission. So he becomes a well-wisher of the Lord.
Yeah. I always wondered like why there is like so much preaching going on in India.
Yeah. This is Mahaprabhu's movement, is to share. Right? Is to share this mercy with everybody. जारे देखे तारे कहे कृष्ण उपदेश हमारा आज्ञाए guru hai tara desh, right? That whomever you meet, whomever you see, you give them the message of Krishna. Just 1 second. So, हाँ क्या हो भाई तू खा के नहीं लेगा यहाँ क्या जाओ तुरंत ना क्या जाओ all right, so everybody good with friendship, Sakhya Bhav. जारे देखे तारे कहे कृष्ण उपदेश हमारा आज्ञाए गुरु हाय तारा देश.
Yeah. Oh, यारे देखा तारे कहा कृष्णा उपदेश हमारा.
जारे देखे तारे कहे कृष्ण उपदेश हमारा आज्ञाए गुरु हाय तारा देश. Instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Sri Krishna as they are given in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. That's Mahaprabhu's movement. This is the sublime mission of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Many people come and inquire whether they have to give up family life to join the society, but that is not our mission. One can remain comfortably in his residence. We simply request everyone to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
So that's the devotional service in friendship. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got servitorship, we
Friends.
got offering everything to Krishna, all the endeavors to Krishna under servitorship. Now we got friendship, Sakya. Next is Atma Nivedanam, surrendering everything to the Lord. Right? So what do you mean by surrenderam? Surrendering. Atma Nivedanam. What do you mean by Atma Nivedanam? Yes.
Atma Nivedana basically your whole interest is serving Krishna. You don't have any tinge of selfishness.
Yeah, that's a question probably. What is different between Dasyam and Atmanivedana? Dasyam is also like
Dasyam is becoming a servant, like serving the Lord. Atma Nivedana means offering everything that we have to the Lord. You see?
oh okay.
So, one is serving the Lord, one is offering everything that one has to the Lord. Right? So, our, like, Bali Maharaj is the epitome of Atma Nivedanam. So, Bali Maharaj offered everything he had, including his own body. And that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying. Manasa deha geha jo kichu more arpilu tuva pade nanda kishore. Whatever I have, let me offer it to you. Right? So that is the mood of Atma Nivedanam. The body, the mind, the home, the family members, everything that is in the home, all is offered to Krishna. In service to Krishna. Right? For the pleasure of Krishna. That is Atma Nivedanam. Right? So, one more understanding of Atma Nivedanam is given in Hari Bhakti Vivek, where it says, devotee says, my dear Lord, as a souled animal has no need to think about his maintenance and sustenance. So because I have given up my body and soul unto you, I am no longer concerned with my maintenance and sustenance. In other words, one should not bother about his personal or family maintenance or sustenance. If one is actually surrendered in body and soul, he should always remember that his only concern is to be engaged in the service of the Lord. You see? So this is another level of Atma Nivedanam, where if one is actually surrendered in body and soul, his concern is to be engaged in the service of the Lord. That is it. His concern is not that, okay, how do I take care of my own needs? His concern is, how can I be engaged in the service of the Lord? We're not thinking about ourselves. you're thinking about service to Krishna. Krishna will take care. Avashya rakshite Krishna, right? So surrendering, Sharanagati, right? What are the 6 elements of Sharanagati? Surrendering. Anybody remembers?
Manas and speech.
Manasa vacha karmana.
Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya
प्रतिकूलस्य
varjanam,
वर्जनम्
rakshati iti vishwaso, goptritve varnam tudha, rakshati iti vishwaso. Right? These are the 6 elements of Sharanagati. Right? What are the 6 elements of Sharanagati? Anukulyasya, anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam, रक्षतीति विश्वासो गोप्तृत्वे वर्णम तथा आत्मनिक्षेप कार्पण्ये षड्विधा शरणागति. षड्विधा शरणागति. These are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati. Right? What are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati? Anukulyasya sankalpa. Whatever is favorable, I'll do that. Pratikul. Whatever is unfavorable, I will not do that. Rakshati iti vishwaso. Krishna will always take care of me. Right? Krishna will always take care of me. And Goptritve Varanam Tatha. What do you mean by Goptritve Varanam Tatha? Means being confident, embracing Krishna's guardianship. Means that Krishna is my guardian. What Prabhupada is saying here in Hari Bhakti Vivek. Hari Bhakti Vivek is mentioning that a sold out animal has nothing to worry because his master will take care. So that's a guardian. My guardian will take care of me. Right? Atmanikshepa, offering oneself. Atmanikshepa. And Karpanye, humility. One's lamentable lowliness. Recognizing that we are very, very fallen, we are very lowly. That's also an element of Sharanagati. So what are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati? Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshati iti vishwaso, goptritve varanam katha, atmanikshepa, and karpanye. Shadvidha Sharanagati. So these are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati. Right? Surrendering oneself to Krishna. Surrendering everything that we have in the, doing what is favorable, rejecting what is unfavorable, having total faith that Krishna will protect us, accepting Krishna as one's guardian, offering everything to Krishna, and understanding our fallen position. Okay? All right? So, Rupa Goswami says that devotional service and friendship and devotional service and self-surrender are 2 difficult processes. They're very difficult. Do you agree they're difficult?
Yes, bro.
Therefore, such relationship with the Lord can very rarely be seen. You see, do any one of us want to be like Pandavas? Never.
No, Prabhuji.
Right? Do any one of us want to be like Bali Maharaj? No.
No, Prabhu.
Right? So that's why they are very rarely seen. Only for advanced devotees are these 2 processes easily executed. The purport is that it is very rare to see surrender which is mixed with sincere ecstatic devotion. One must give himself completely to the will of the Lord. So we have to recognize that these are very difficult processes. They're not easy. But then we give ourselves to the will of the Lord. And then being a surrendered soul, which is the uh, one of the pieces of Sharanagati. Again, Prabhupada says, "My dear Lord, a person who has surrendered himself unto you, who is in firm conviction that he is yours, and who actually acts in this way by his body, mind, and words, can actually relish transcendental bliss." Narasimha Purana, Narasimhadev says, "Anyone who prays unto me and takes shelter from me becomes my ward, and I protect him always from all sorts of calamity." So, again, being a surrendered soul, right? Same thing. Firm conviction that we are yours, my Lord, I'm yours. Then we actually relish transcendental bliss, right? Do you remember in an account from Ramayana about how the Lord Ram is giving shelter to one who is surrendering to him? Anybody remembers?
Vibhishana.
Vibhishana, yes. What happened there?
Lakshman asks him why he's giving him his shelter.
Right.
Even Ravana comes, then I will give him shelter.
Yeah. Yes. So Lord Ram is saying, "Sakrideva prapannoyam tavasmiti yachate sarvada bhai tasmai mamritaha." So Lord Ram is saying that one who even once utters from his mouth that, "My Lord, I am yours," the Lord is saying, I will offer him complete shelter. So when we surrender to the Lord will offer us complete shelter. So that's Sharanagati. All right. So we've completed Dasyam, Sakhyam, and Atma Nivedanam. Now Archanam, offering a favorite article. Srimad Bhagavatam, my dear Uddhava, Lord Krishna tells Uddhava, my dear friend, if someone offers me the best thing in his possession or anything which is very pleasing to him, he'll be eternally benefited. So basically, this is a practice that whatever we like the most, we offer it to Krishna first. All right? Serving trees such as Tulsi. So, of course, this is part of Archanam. Let me offer my respectful obeisance to Tulsi, which can immediately vanquish volumes of sinful activities. Simply by seeing or touching this tree, one can become relieved from all distresses and diseases. Simply by offering obeisances to and pouring water on the Tulsi, one can become freed from fear of being sent to court of Yamaraj. If someone sows the Tulsi tree somewhere, certainly becomes devoted to Lord Krishna. And when the Tulsi leaves are offered in devotion, the lotus feet of Krishna, there is a full development of love of Godhead. So everybody knows the advantage, benefits of worshipping Tulsi. So that's why Srila Prabhupada incorporated Tulsi Puja in our temple every day. Right? And there is a great care. Why? Because Tulsi is a devotee of Krishna. She's expansion of Srimati Radharani. And she is the giver of bhakti. Right? Je tomara sharan loe, tara vancha purna hoy. Kripa kori koro tare vrindavanavasi. Right? So that is the thing. She moreya vilash, vilas kunje diobas. She gives entrance into Braj. Right? She gives entrance into Braj Dham. Right? Ei nivedana dharo sakhira nugata karo. Seva adhikara diye koro nigedasi. So give me an opportunity to serve. So Tulsi Maharani engages us in seva of Radha Krishna. She gives us entrance into Braj Dham. She fulfills all our desires. Okay? So that's the position of Tulsi Maharani. That's why Krishna's land is called as Vrindavan. All right. Any questions on what we discussed today?
Yeah, bro. This one here it says, the friendship and devotional service are two difficult processes, right?
Yeah.
So the friendship was with Pandavas, and when and in normal day-to-day life, what we see and hear about Pandavas is the highlights of their life, not their entire thing.
Yeah.
And when somebody says it is difficult, they look at that whatever that Mahabharat serial or something and say, yeah, it's fine, nothing we can still do with it. But like,
Yeah.
but it is the highlights. Just like
Exactly.
when you watch a cricket match,
Yes.
you watch the highlights and say, oh, this is good, we can play like that. But no, you have like to play like 6 hours of that.
Yeah.
You're watching in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So similarly, this when you said that, I was thinking about it. When it is really difficult, yeah, it is very difficult. They lived for like hundreds of years,
So true.
and they've undergone so many things, and
Roji, 1 second. I'll just come.
it's really tough. Um, Raja, Atmanivedanam, which one did Prabhu give example? Bali Maharaj is Atmanivedanam, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Bali Maharaj Atmanivedanam.
Bali Maharaj is Atmanivedanam. Yeah. Even like all this nowadays, there's movies or serials, anything that they show, they just show the highlights. They can't show the whole thing that went through the person or anything, right?
Yes.
And when people look at it, they say like, oh, yeah, it's easy. I would have done it. That's something that has to be put into the perspective.
They have to make such a way that they will attract the public sentiments, and you are right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, when you're watching highlights of a match, like 5-day match or 3-day match. I mean, I know you all can connect with cricket match, but you just watch like 10-15 minutes. But there is like so many days of worth of playing, so many emotions.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's perfect. Any other thoughts? So today was good. We covered one chapter in 45 minutes.
Yes, bro.
Do you like it? Is it okay? Pandurang Prabhu, Rathayatra Prabhu, Subhadra Mataji, Kamalpriya Mataji. Are you all comfortable, or is it too fast, too slow?
That's fine, Prabhuji.
So quickly, let us summarize. What did we learn today? What are the aspects of seva?
Dasyam.
Dasyam, Atmanivedanam.
Prabhu, please remove that. We don't want us to see.
Oh, no. I don't. Archanam.
Yeah. So Archanam. Under Archanam, what did we learn?
Serving Tulsi.
Serving Tulsi and
offering
favorite article.
Favorite articles.
So that's Archana. Dasyam, what did we learn?
Servitorship.
Okay.
And
what did we learn? What is Subhadra Mataji? What is definition of servitorship? Yes.
Servitorship means constant engagement, some kind of service to the Lord.
Wonderful. So that's servitorship, right? Yes. And what is the goal of servitorship?
Atmanivedanam.
No. What is the goal of servitorship? What are we trying to accomplish?
To please Krishna.
To please Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So we learned today servitorship and offering all our activities to Krishna. We learned Archanam, in which we had learned offering favorite article, and Tulsi. What else did we learn today?
Atmanivedanam.
Atmanivedanam we learned. What did we learn in Atmanivedanam?
2 types. No. offer everything that we have to Krishna.
Okay.
And be like an just like an animal, how it doesn't worry about taking care of its needs from an owner.
Okay.
Similar to that, one should have full faith in Krishna.
What are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati?
Anukulyasya something.
Yes.
अनुकूलस्य संकल्पं प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम्
Okay.
विश्वासे तु last 3
Rakshiti ti Vishwaso. So what is the
रक्षते
English?
विश्वासो.
What is the English translation? What are the 6 limbs? Do what is favorable. Reject what is unfavorable. Krishna will always give protection. Krishna is my guardian. And surrendering everything to the Lord and recognizing one's lowliness. Right? 6 limbs of Sharanagati. So we learned that today, Sharanagati. What else did we learn? Anything else we learned?
There was one else for Atmanivedana. There was 2 sections.
We learned
Brahma, Naradiya, Narasimha Puran, there is something.
right. So that's again Sharanagati, surrender, Atmanivedana. Apart from Atmanivedana, anything else we learned today?
Sakhyam.
Sakhyam. What do you mean by Sakhyam?
Being a well-wisher of Krishna and being a friend of Krishna.
Devotional service in friendship.
Confidential.
Being a confidential servant and being a well-wisher.
Preaching and
yes.
well-wisher is preacher.
Confidential servant and well-wisher. Well-wisher is a preacher. Who is a confidential servant?
Pandavas.
Yeah, but how do we understand? Like, how do we apply that in our lives? How do we understand that? Following the direction.
They know Krishna is there for them every time they.
Right, but following the direction of the Lord.
You have to preach, Prabhuji.
Preaching is well-wisher.
Like,
confidential servant is one who is following the direction of the Lord. All right? Hare Krishna. So I think with that we conclude. Any final thoughts, comments?
I like this format, bro.
You like the format? It's nice, quick, and we also remember some things, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Otherwise we read and we forget.
There is no way we can like pay other attention to any other thing in the class. More focused on the class.
Right.
Because even I was looking here, like there were like couple things I missed. This one says being a surrender. So like, I missed that when I was looking in here searching. But
yeah.
Found it. Now I remember. Okay, I was searching for this.
Right. So this is a little bit taxing on our brain, but it's good because we will register a whole lot, and also, more onus is on us to really, prepare. All right. So with that, we'll conclude here. Next week we will cover the next chapter. So if you are interested, you can read it and come prepared. Otherwise, we will churn our brains together next week. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu ananti koti vaishnavin ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Sundar Prabhuji ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.